Your homestead business is unique, and the easiest way to grow is to show off that uniqueness. So let's talk about uniqueness and a little bit more about branding today. A few weeks back, I had discussed branding and about how you might not even need branding for your homestead business. But what I really was going after was you don't need huge amounts of branding ad dollars spent. You don't need to focus on growing your business by paying for lots of ads to create a brand. Instead, you need to focus on your customer service. But today I want to talk to you about the key points of branding that are actually needed to grow your homestead business. And you can do these key points and make your business entirely unique, and it'll help you grow. And it builds your brand. But what even is a brand? Why do you even need a brand? So a brand is just all the parts that make up the identity of your business. So really, you actually have a brand whether you want one or not. There are different parts that you will naturally create, and then there are parts of your business that'll just become. As people talk about you, they'll talk about you in a certain way, or they'll remember certain features of your business, and that becomes your brand identity. So you can use certain parts of that brand identity to your advantage, and then by using those, you'll be able to grow your business faster. So if you're going to use your brand identity to your advantage, here are the key points that I think that you need to focus on at the very beginning when you're starting to grow your homestead business. And the first one is probably the most obvious. You need to start with a great name. Now, it can be sometimes hard to pick that perfect name, but you need to make sure that that name is effective in helping you grow your business. If you choose a name that's really childish or doesn't properly relay what you do, it's going to be that much harder for you to grow. Nobody's going to understand what your business is even doing because they don't understand the name. If you can pick a name that helps you convey what you're trying to accomplish or what you're providing for a service, then you instantly are creating more recognition in someone's head. They're not having to go, I wonder what that brand is doing. And most of the time, if they're having to go, I wonder what that brand is doing, they're going, yeah, I'm not working with them. Versus when they're going, hey, that guy's got marketing in his name, he's a marketer. Or, hey, those guys are selling soap because they have soap in their business name. It helps clarify that without you even having to do anything. So start with a great name. If you choose a generic name, such as, Joe's Homestead, all you're doing is making it easier for people to forget you. You're not choosing something that's unique to you, so they're more likely to go, oh, well, that's just another homestead place, and they're not gonna remember that over the long term. And the other thing that you want to look at when you're choosing a name is you want to make sure that all of the social accounts are available that you could possibly want, and you want to make sure that key sites like YouTube or a podcast are available with the name that you've chosen. And by doing so, then you're ensuring that your name isn't going to be used by someone else at the same time and create brand confusion. The next key thing that you need is a story. People relate to stories, especially when you bring the audience into it. And if you're giving them a story about how your product or service is solving their problem, then a key part of that is having empathy. And when you have empathy, you're saying that, hey, I've been there too. So sharing your brand story can help you gain that empathy factor and help people understand that, yeah, they know what they're talking about because they've done it before. They're more likely to be able to help me because they've been there, or because they were looking for this type of food, or they've been there with the bad product and they know how to solve that particular situation. Now, along with having a story, you need to have the right audience that you're talking to when you're discussing your story. And not just your story, but the story that you're inviting them into. So make sure that you have a target audience, that you know who you want to talk to. Are you talking to people who are looking for cleaner candles? Why is that? Are those people wanting cleaner products in their home? You need to know your audience really well so that when you use specific words in your marketing, you know that those words are meaning something to your audience. So you need to have a target audience planned out in advance. I mean, even sometimes before you have a name, you should have a target audience. These are the people that I want to work with. And your brand's identity is going to resonate with that audience. And that's key because it's going to allow people that have never met you before to find you and want to be connected because they're resonating with your identity. And because your identity and your marketing efforts are being put to the right audience, it's easier for them to find you. Now, the next key component to your brand is actually your visual identity. Your visual identity is things like logos or how your social feed looks and all the different graphics and things that you'll choose to post there. What you want is a cohesive brand identity, and by creating a cohesive visual identity, then you will be able to help people recognize your brand no matter where you have it. They'll recognize your logo or they'll recognize certain colors and features long before they'll be able to remember the text that may have accompanied that. But when you provide key, strong visuals, then they'll be able to remember you faster and longer in their storage. So instead of taking up valuable calories of them going, I wonder what that brand was, they're going to remember, oh, they had the logo with a squirrel in it. Or, oh, they had the logo with a barn. And then from there, they're going to go, oh, but it had that dark blue color. And they're going to be able to remember different features, and that'll help you be more identifiable in a sea of other businesses. Yeah, you might be successful with just your standard hardware store numbers or letters or something, but I encourage you to actually take the time to go out to get a graphic designer and pay somebody to create you a really good logo, and then pay to have that logo put all over the place. Put it on your vehicle, put it on your tent if you go to markets, put it wherever you go so that you can ensure that people can remember that logo. Help them remember you by making it easy for them to remember you. A key part of having a strong brand is actually having an opinion. Many big brands these days are just bland. They don't have any opinion about anything. They don't want to offend anybody, so they don't say anything, or what they do say is a whole bunch of random words so that they're very careful not to step on anybody's toes. But what you want is to actually have an opinion. You want to have a strong brand that showcases how you feel about things. Having a homestead business, especially your small homestead business, is all about you and your family and your lifestyle. You need to have an opinion about the things that matter most to you and share that opinion. And when you do, those that have the similar opinion to you will be more likely to come and find you because they're going to be searching for those same topics and those same opinions because they're the people that want to get together with you. They're the people that have already said, hey, I'm only going to buy homegrown produce because I know that it's clean. You create an opinion and share it out there, you're actually sharing your personal style and you're creating a large part of your brand's identity through your personality. And if you're never sharing your personality, then your business isn't getting anywhere because people don't understand it. Or it looks like all these other big businesses. You become the little tiny Walmart of the world where you're sharing out the same thing and nothing is unique about you. You need to share your opinion so that you can actually be unique and show up to those who share that same opinion with you. You should find a spot, plant your flag, and stick with it, no matter how much negative opinions you get. And then grow from those negative opinions and go, no, this is where I'm at, this is what I stand for. And then that shows the people that matter most that you will stick up for your values and you'll stick up for the things that matter to them too. And the last thing I want to say is keep showing up. Don't give up. Don't stop after 4 or 5 videos when nobody has an opinion, nobody leaves a comment, or you're not even getting any likes. Keep showing up. It's going to take time for your audience to find you, especially with the way the algorithms are anymore. They like to bury content that's not as popular or as bland as some of the other content. But eventually, the right people will find you, and then people will start to talk. And once people start to talk, your brand will grow really fast. So don't give up too soon. Continue to work on it, add new content, keep putting yourself out there, and eventually the right people will find you. You should be out there creating content even when you don't want to create. Sometimes it's really hard for me to get in front of the camera and record these videos, but I'll sit there and I'll do it anyway because I know that eventually this video could help one other person. And if I only help one other person, then that's all that ever mattered. This video was helpful to someone. So I encourage you to keep going. Work on growing your homestead brand with these key elements and see how you can expand and meet your audience and see what that does for your business.